Hey everybody, this is Pensy Dude. I hope everyone is holding up well under the quarantine. Uh, what can I say? Being an introvert person who has, who does not get out a lot, put it that way. I am doing all right. I don't go out a whole lot myself, so anyway, uh, today's drawing is going to be superhero, and of course you'll see it in the title, so I might as well not be all mysterious about it. Might as well get to it. This is going to be real time instead of my like the others, like most of my other videos. Since I'm a small channel, I'm just going to draw Superman today. So this is a Sunday. It's around 8:25 right now as I speak. So, hey, if you're an aspiring artist or someone who wants to learn to draw, I'm going to show you what I usually do when I'm thinking of my thinking process when I look at a drawing that I want to do. Okay, I'm going to have Superman in the air flying. And yes, I am using a reference, so for those who struggle with art or they don't draw very well, you can use this and see how I do mine. If you don't like the technique or whatever, then find another technique. But this is just me. This is how I've been doing it. I didn't go to art school, so I don't. I've been learning from other artists by watching some YouTubes, like just picking up on some techniques. And like Bruce Lee, because I am a big Bruce Lee fan. I am a fan of the martial arts. I've done some myself. Taking some courses in martial arts, let's put it that way. But anyway, this is not about that. Yeah. So I got Superman. But the first thing you want to do is, because you want to make sure you find a good angle. Excuse me. Wow. Camera setup just wanted to go all over the place, right? You want to find a good setup, and you want to make sure that setup, some light on this. Let's see what everything looks like. Okay, this is real time, so it's not a sped up video. Hold on, sorry about that. I'm waiting for my other stuff that I ordered to get here, and it's because of the quarantine, it's taking so forever. So I still have this setup, which is not the best setup, but it'll do for now. You know what I mean? It'll have to do for now. Sorry. My little sorry setup. It's just, I had it earlier. I don't know why it's acting up now. I guess because I'm recording. Wow. Okay. You know how it is. As soon as you start something, there's always something else. Hold up. I said when I bought this thing, I bought it when I saw it on Instagram. And I advertised on Instagram. Or maybe I should. It worked for a while. I don't know. It just seems like it's not working as much as good as now, like it was earlier. Anyway, I'm gonna try this again. And I don't like that. Now the lighting is off. Hold on. Seems like this lighting. I'm gonna try to put it in a different lighting. Give me a second here. Yeah, that's better. Hope y'all can see that now. All my movies and stuff over there. Anyway, yeah. So, taking my glasses off. I wear glasses, and I don't need them to see as I draw because I am nearsighted, which means I have trouble seeing distance-wise, not near. Very opposite anybody who wears glasses. Anyway, okay, let's get started. I'm gonna kind of measure out his head. I think I'll put his head somewhere around here. We're gonna make his head around here. Okay, there. So I'm gonna put his head right about there. Maybe I'll bring it over a little bit more. Bring it here. And bring it there. Okay. So those are my marks. And we're gonna start off with here. Now, when you draw freehand, like I do, and I've been doing it for years, but I stopped, and then because I stopped, I actually, when maybe I make a video of me, I usually use shapes. I'd say shapes because I'm not drawing portraits. I use different techniques when it comes to certain things. Like portraits, I don't usually do this for portraits. I mean, I use a similar style, but not quite the same because I'm just drawing a face. And portraits are more detailed. Because this is more of a animated character, I won't draw like that. Now for me, animation, once you draw faces, it's like it's easy to draw everything else, kind of. If you've ever heard that saying, so if you can draw a portrait, you can probably draw mostly anything. But I only say that because as someone who's not in the art profession, who's never done anything artistically professional, other than my own personal art, and I've for other people, like just for freebies and all that. Anyway, let me go ahead because I'm not a very good talker when it comes to me concentrating on my art. Usually when I'm doing art, I don't talk at all. So my hat's off to like the box office artists and any other artist who's talking while they're doing their drawing, because I'm not like that. But maybe I'll get the hang of it eventually, because I haven't done a lot of videos while I'm doing that. I've just done what you see me doing now. Okay, enough of that. I know you guys are like, get on with the drawing, man. That's what I came to see. Anyway, let's go ahead with this. And I'm going to trying to figure out if I want to make everything proportionally right. I use this little line here to make sure I got things right. Now, let me do something here. I'm going to cut this in half because his face is looking upward. And because his face is looking upward, that is going to change the direction. It's going to really change the direction of how I do the head. So I got his neck here. I think I'm gonna make it a little bigger. I think it's a little bigger than that. Superman's neck. It's the way they got it here. And because I got his head here, his ear here, So I'm not sure how everybody thinks about this. I'm just gonna use, I'm gonna switch pencils real quick because I'm more of a mechanical pencil guy. I love mechanical pencils. They are like God's gift to artists. And I'm going to go ahead and go in. I'm a little unconventional when I do this, okay? Because like I said, it's something that I've been doing for a while. I gotta get it warmed up. I should have did a warm up. Sometimes I do warm up sketches, but this would be suffice. This paper is not as hard. It's a little softer than I like it. It's a soft paper. So, and I usually sketch out as I draw. That's how you know if a person traces or not. Like when, if you're wondering if a person traces, it's very hard to just go, unless you do it every day for a job. Like, it's something that you do every day for a job. Like, you're an artist that actually makes a living off of it. Like, you draw comics every day. Comic artists probably would disagree with me. So, don't take everything that I say as, like, Bible. Don't take it as Bible. You know what I mean? This is just a oval right now. I'm going to eventually expand this because this is just the face or the front part, but I want to make the hair. So I'm gonna, wow, this is not as, I might have to go with this anyway because it's not as dark as I want it to be. A little darker, heavier. So I'm gonna use a H2HB pencil. It's not graphite, it's nothing like that. On this Sunday evening, okay. This is the hardest part of the drawing to me, is the face. Because the face is, like I said, it's a construction that you want to get pretty much right from the get-go. You definitely want to get the face right. Now, I already see where my mistake is already, so I'm going to have to compensate for that when I erase this. A lot of times I don't usually need to use basics because when you draw a lot, you begin to sometimes see things that you don't really need. Now I'm adjusting. This is what I'm doing now because I'm realizing that my face is going to be bigger due to planes on his face. This is due to planes. I'm making his head slightly bigger. Maybe not as big as I thought, but big enough. Don't be afraid to use the eraser. Some people are afraid because it's like, well, Dad, I thought you drew perfectly with that. Look, as long as the picture comes out where it should be, I don't care if you use the eraser 1,000 times. As long as you get it right. Because it's basically, eye-hand coordination comes at different times and levels for everybody. Everybody doesn't catch on exactly at the same time when it comes to the eye level of the hand. Eye and hand training when it comes to, understanding basically. This is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to change something because I understand that the chin is up a little bit. So I'm going to change it a little bit. It's not really there in the sketch because cartoons or animations don't. I've done enough real portraits or real people portraits to understand that. And when you do that, you know kind of where you need to go. Like here they don't really have, but I understand where they're going with that. I want to change something here to make it as the chin, and then bring this down. Now, for me, it's like, now if you see me doing this and this and that, I'm kind of just measuring out to make sure I got the size right, because I don't want to over exaggerate. Sometimes that's okay if that's your style to over exaggerate certain things, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't do that. I need to be almost correct, like definitely perfectly correct. I think I still got this neck about the right size. I probably can turn, give him a little more neck size. Yeah, I will. Superman is supposed to be pretty big guy. Okay. Now, oops. I don't know what's going on today. Not sure what that's all about. And you want, I'm trying to also put my own style to it, not somebody else's. So that also is a reason why, you kind of want to, I want to drop his ears down a little bit more. I got him up too far. I got him up too far. Got it up too far. And I'm going to checking this out here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is make a bridge. His head. I usually do this. This is just to give me an understanding of where I should have his forehead and all of this. Now I want to use, going in to use pencil. Using this eraser. Yes, I'm gonna bring it out a little bit. Superman's nose. I'm gonna come down here and not too much. I don't want to go too far down. Okay, and then I want to come up here. Come down here. Now this is what I like about the mechanical pencil. Mechanical pencil, I can use this to, now I do it differently. Some people use just strokes. I kind of keep them connected eventually. Kind of want to keep it connected. Good thing about, you don't have to be too exact with the comics. You can exaggerate a little bit. What I mean by that is, like, you don't have to make it connected. You can kind of give a little bit of a, okay, broken lines here, broken lines there, but as long as you still emphasize the lines that make it look like it's the mouth, everybody knows what you're trying to do. Me, I want to put something underlip under here. I'm gonna put an underlip under him. Then I'm gonna go like this. See what I'm saying? Do this. Not the fastest drawer, but I can draw. I'm not the fastest. I'm gonna make something here that I want to do. Me, myself, I think. And my first love was actual comics. That was my first love, because that's what I did. I did cartoons. I did stuff like that when I was a kid growing up. That's what I mean when I said I did it. When I used to draw as a kid, I used to draw, you know, on the summer, especially after school and during the summertime. I got bored, didn't know what to do, because I didn't go outside a whole lot. I just was not an outdoorsy person. I mean, I've changed now as I'm a grown man. I'm not in my 20s anymore. Let me put this here. Superman has that other. Superman has that. And then I'm gonna do this. This is not on there. I'm using it for my own style. This is not on the picture, the actual picture. It's just certain things I like to add for emphasis. Now, maybe I should have curved it a little more. I'll do that. Drawing to me is therapeutic. It is very relaxing for me. It is something that I haven't done this type of drawing in a minute, because I do realism. Well, you see my videos, I have drawn like Batman and stuff. I did do that. There's a Batman one I did. But what I mean by this, I don't do this a lot. I don't do this a lot. It's not like I make a living off of this. So I will be erasing from time to time, but it's okay. Okay? It's okay. We artists, we all think alike. Believe me, we have more in common as artists than we don't. That is a given I want to use a graphite pencil. I wasn't going to use any graphites, but I think I will for the darker areas of. Give it a second. I'm going to. Okay. Sharpen my pencil. Like that. I want to color in his eyebrows real quickly. I want to color in his eyebrows. Well, the one eyebrow anyway. Constantly blowing stuff off of your paper to get things pretty much situated. This is very relaxing for me. I hope it's relaxing for you guys, those that tune in and watch. Just checking to see if everything is good. Yeah. Okay. So as I continue to do some, I want to put some shadow up in here. I was a big fan of Bob Ross. Bob Ross. I watched a video of this guy. I was like, man, this is the second coming. And he was doing it on the Bob Ross channel. Wow. I'm telling you, that was amazing. That guy, he's like the young version of Bob Ross. It wasn't exactly like Bob Ross, R-O-S-S, but he was good. And I was like, man, and watching him do all of that, it made me want to do it. Because I liked Bob Ross when I was a kid. I used to watch his show from time to time. I didn't watch it all the time, but I did watch it. Let's put it that way. I watched it. Because sometimes there was something else on and I wanted to watch. And as a kid, I watched Bob Ross paint these trees and mountains. And he was cool, man. He was just laid back. I was like, wow, this guy is awesome. He was amazing. At least when you're a kid, you see that as amazing. And still, to this day, I still think it's amazing, his work that he produced. Of course, then, I think he died in the 90s, late 90s, mid and late 90s. And I didn't realize he had died because I think I was still in college at the time. And I was doing me. My mind had, and I hadn't watched him in years after the 80s, after I graduated from high school. So I didn't even know that he had passed. So when I found that out, like later on, man he had passed. I was like, wow, let me change something here. I want to bring his shoulder up a little bit. I'm going to bring this up a little bit here. In fact, let me use this pencil. So used to using graphite. I want to kind of bring it up a little more. Yeah, there you go. Now, I use the mechanical pencil because it's easier when it gets into the smaller details, like the eyes and up here. And I'm going to use these lines here because they look cool on certain things. To me, little strokes and lines like that, they look cool in the art. So that's why I leave them there. And some people, they may not like it. I've grown to like stuff like that. I think it's cool. It leaves this stuff in there. There's a lot of amazing artists out there on YouTube, on Instagram. Very amazing artists out there that do wonderful work and are actually making a living off of their thing. Me,